Hello, today I'm going to introduce you to the reading and writing portions of the TSI test. First off, an overview of all three sections of the test. The TSI-A, also known as the Texas Success Initiative Assessment, is the exam students have to take and pass in order to register for college classes. For dual credit students, the reading and writing TSI-A test will give them the most bang for their buck. Passing the reading and writing TSI-A will give them the ability to register for almost all DC classes. Passing the math TSI-A will allow them to register for college math classes only. All three assessments are computer administered. There are no paper versions. They will be administered by an approved proctor either on campus or at Lone Star. Proctors cannot be TSI-A instructors or tutors. Our school is given a limited number of credits for students to test on campus. However, they may test for free if they go to Lone Star to take it. They do not have to take all three sections in one sitting, and it is generally recommended that they do not, as it can be overwhelming for them. In order to take the assessment, students must complete the pre-assessment activity and register at Lone Star. Usually Dr. Mason and Mr. McClure will assist students with this part of the TSI-A with the registration part. I have worked the pre-assessment activity into the tutoring introduction for students so that we can assure they have completed it before taking the exam. So, how does the TSI-A work? All three tests are computer adaptive, which means that the questions increase or decrease in difficulty depending on how the student responds. The more questions the student gets right, the more difficult the questions get, which increases their score. All three are also untimed. For the math and writing sections, students are allowed to have scratch paper and a pencil that they must turn in at the end of the session. Students will receive their scores immediately upon completion of the test, even on the writing section. Scores range from 310 to 390. All three tests have a diagnostic session that students are given if they do not pass the portion of the exam they are taking. This can be used to help them in tutoring. It illustrates their strengths and weaknesses on all areas of the test. If students get the diagnostic section, then they have failed the exam. There are two diagnostic tests, the DE and the ABE. These are an additional 36 to 48 questions. If they pass, the computer takes them straight to their score readout. Now for the specific reading and writing tests. For the reading test, the passing standard is 351. A 350 is not passing. Students are given 24 multiple choice questions. All material is college lexile reading level. They cannot use a dictionary. The reading test covers literary analysis, main idea and supporting details, inferencing, and author's use of language. Main idea, supporting detail, and author's use of language questions will come from a single informational expository passage of 75 to 100 words. Inferencing questions refer to either one or two selections of informational or expository passages of 100 to 150 words. Lastly, the literary analysis questions are based on a 400-plus word fiction or literary nonfiction passage. For tutoring, any reading strategies that focus on using context clues, tone, author's purpose, inferencing, determining main idea, and supporting details will help the students. For the writing test, there are several ways students can pass. If a student scores a 4 on the essay and a score of 340 or higher on the multiple choice section, they pass. Or if they score below 340 on the multiple choice section, but score 4 or higher on the AB writing diagnostic test and score a 5 on the essay. First, they are given 20 multiple choice questions. If they do not do well, they are taken to a diagnostic test. It is very important that they do well on the diagnostic section as well because it can help them pass the exam when added to their essay score. Students who score a 350 or higher on the multiple choice test or who score a level 4 or higher on the ABE will be asked to submit an essay. It is possible, but extremely rare, that a student will score high enough on the multiple choice section to pass without receiving an essay. I've only seen this twice in my 5 years of TSI tutoring. The writing multiple choice section contains questions on sentence structure, agreement, sentence logic, and essay revision. The essay revision section uses expository and informational revising and editing passages of about 250 words. but the others are only 1 to 3 sentences. These questions cover sentence fragments, subordination and coordination, and parallelism, comma splices, improper punctuation, run-on sentences, subject-verb agreement, pronoun agreement, verb tense, logical transitions, and modifying phrases and clauses. The essay revision questions ask students to improve coherence, organization, word choice, rhetorical devices, and use of evidence. The composition they will be writing is persuasive and should be between 300 to 600 words. The box they type into will tell them their word count. Students who write more tend to score higher. They can actually go over the word limit if necessary. The essay is scored on a 0 to 8 scale. A score of 5 and up is an automatic pass. Because it is graded by a computer, this makes it easy for students to pass the writing portion of the TSI. If their essay contains exactly what the computer is looking for, they will score high enough to pass. This composition is similar to the English 2-star essay, except in length. Students must clearly state the main idea, provide a thesis, provide specific examples and details for support, use correct grammar and spelling conventions. Specifically, they need a strong thesis utilizing words from the prompt, organization and structure, paragraphing and transitions, development and support, reasons or examples, sentence variety and style, compound and complex sentences. Use critical thinking and mechanical conventions. And that's the Reading and Writing TSI in a nutshell.